Be prepared. On the surface, this week might seem calm, but that's exactly when the biggest shifts happen. Everything appears normal until you realize we are in the middle of an energetic storm. Just over a week ago, a total lunar eclipse shook the sky, and now, out of nowhere, we are racing toward another eclipse on March 29th. But this time, it's a solar eclipse. Two eclipses in such a short period isn't just rare, it's a signal, a closing and a reopening of spiritual gateways. But here's the thing, the eclipse might not be the biggest shock of this week. There's one day that almost no one is paying attention to, but it could be the one that affects you the most. Most people won't even notice it until it happens. I'll tell you when and why soon, so keep watching. And yes, the eclipse may be the most visible event of the week, but it's just the tip of the iceberg. What's building right now is far from normal, and most people have no idea what's about to hit them. The most dangerous thing about this eclipse isn't what you can see, it's what you can't. People are focused on the spectacle, the shadow, the alignment, the celestial beauty. But what's happening beneath the surface is far more important, because this eclipse isn't just blocking light, it's shifting timelines. It's realigning paths in ways we won't even notice until we feel it. And this is where things get unsettling. Whether you realize it or not, you are being affected. The way you feel, the way you think, the way things unfold around you, it's not random. Invisible forces are at play, manipulating emotions, triggering events, and shifting destinies. Each event this week will have a direct effect on you. Pay close attention because ignoring them is not an option. And trust me, it's better to be aware now than to be caught off guard later. When Saturn hides, the truth is about to be revealed. Today, something strange is happening in the sky, a phenomenon that only occurs once every 15 years. Saturn, the planet of karma, discipline, and life lessons, is hiding its rings. From Earth, they will appear almost invisible, flattened into a thin line. And that is a message. Saturn is the great teacher, holding us accountable and ensuring we learn what we need to learn. But when its rings, its signature, its power, vanish from sight, what else has been hidden from you? What truth has been lurking just beneath the surface, waiting for the perfect moment to emerge? This week, what was once in the dark will step into the light. Be prepared for revelations, sudden realizations about people, situations, and even yourself. And here's where it gets even deeper. This is happening just days before a powerful new moon. That means whatever comes to light now isn't just a revelation, it's a reset. You are being shown something for a reason. How you respond to it will define what happens next. Your psychic senses will be on fire. You'll feel it. March 27th marks a shift that most people won't even notice. But you will. The moon reaches perihelion, drawing closer to the sun than usual. And whenever the moon and the sun enter a tighter orbit, something stirs within us. It's as if the volume of your subconscious is turned all the way up. Your dreams become clearer. Your thoughts feel louder. Your gut feelings become impossible to ignore. This isn't just about intuition. It's about truths you've been blind to finally becoming obvious. Have you ever had a moment where, out of nowhere, something clicks? A realization that had been sitting right in front of you for weeks, months, maybe even years. But for some reason, you just couldn't see it? That's the kind of energy this day brings. The things you've been second-guessing? The answers are already inside you. If you feel a strong pull towards something or someone, pay attention. If a thought crosses your mind that seems random but strangely significant, don't dismiss it. These are the whispers of your higher self, finally breaking through without all the usual distractions. And yet, here's where it gets interesting, because with heightened perception also comes the weight of knowing. Sometimes seeing the truth isn't comfortable. Sometimes you realize that what you wanted to be true was never real to begin with. And when that happens, it's a choice. Do you listen, or do you go back to pretending you don't see it? Some people will fight their own intuition this week, but it won't work. You might find yourself thinking about certain people more than usual, sensing shifts in relationships before anything is said out loud. Maybe you feel drawn toward a decision you've been putting off, or you suddenly notice a pattern that had always been there, but never registered before. This is the week where things don't just happen to you. They happen through you. And there's a reason it's all unfolding now. Because on March 28th, the moon aligns with Saturn. And that's when things get serious. This is the day I warned you about, the one nobody's paying attention to. March 28th, the moon and Saturn are about to collide in the sky. And when emotion meets law, karma, and restriction, it doesn't go down easy. If you suddenly feel heavy on this day, you're not imagining it. This is not a gentle lesson. It's a confrontation. A part of you is resisting something. Maybe it's change. Maybe it's a decision you don't want to make. Maybe it's an old wound you thought was healed. Saturn doesn't care about what you think you're ready for. It only cares about what you need to face. And here's what makes this even crazier. It's all happening right before the solar eclipse. That means this isn't just emotional chaos for the sake of chaos. It's preparation. If this day tests you, it's because something bigger is coming and you need to be ready. So when this energy hits, don't run from it. Face it. Own it. Prove to yourself that you are not controlled by your past. When the sun disappears, ancient instincts return. This is the event of the month, the moment when the sun, the source of clarity, power, and awareness, fades into darkness. A partial solar eclipse isn't just about what you see, it's about what you feel. Because when the sun's light weakens, so does the conscious mind. Logic, reason, control, all of it dims for a moment, allowing deeper, hidden energies to rise. This is not just an eclipse, it's an energetic blackout. Some people may feel disoriented, foggy, or like something is off, but they can't explain why. Others may find themselves haunted by old emotions, old patterns, things they thought they had left behind. That's because an eclipse acts like a portal. But here's the key. This isn't just about what's being stirred up. It's about what you choose to do with it. Because in every eclipse, there's a gift, a reset, a chance to redirect your life. But before that reset happens, there's a test. You might feel like you're being pulled in two directions at once, between the past and the future, the known and the unknown. It's that eerie moment right before a storm when everything goes quiet and you can almost sense something shifting in the air. That's what this eclipse feels like. And there's something else about eclipses, something ancient. For thousands of years, people have believed that when the sun disappears, the veil between worlds thins. Messages, omens, and strange coincidences intensify. The universe speaks louder in the dark than it ever could in the light. What surfaces now is what you've buried, and that means you need to pay attention. Write down your thoughts, your dreams, your emotions. They are messages, clues about what is being rewritten in your life right now. And once the sun returns, so does clarity. But first, you have to navigate the dark in a way you didn't expect. 2 eclipses in 1 month? This is no coincidence. When the sky moves this fast, it's because something big is about to happen. Think about this for a second. 2 eclipses in 1 lunar cycle. A total lunar eclipse on March 14th, and now a partial solar eclipse on March 29th. That's not normal. That's not random. Eclipses are the universe's way of hitting the reset button. So why is it doing it twice in 1 month? When you see back-to-back eclipses like this, it means something is closing. Fast. Karmic cycles that have stretched over years, they're ending now. And if you're not paying attention, you might wake up one day and realize your entire life has shifted while you weren't looking. The people who recognize this energy, they're going to level up faster than ever. New doors are opening. Hidden truths are surfacing. Massive opportunities are being placed right in front of them. But the people who ignore it, they'll feel like their world is falling apart. Confused, lost, overwhelmed. 2 eclipses in 1 month isn't just a cosmic event, it's a cosmic alarm bell. The question is, are you going to wake up? Because you don't get to sit this one out. This energy is coming, whether you're ready or not. And next we enter the dark moon phase, the real test. When you can't see the moon, you have to trust the light inside you. The dark moon phase is here. No light, no guidance. Just you and whatever thoughts, fears, or doubts rise to the surface. This is where most people break. Because when everything feels uncertain, when nothing seems to be moving forward, when the signs stop showing up and the synchronicities go silent, what do? Most people panic. They second-guess everything. They start looking for proof that things are going to be okay. But the problem is, there is no proof. Not yet. And that's the whole point. What will you choose to believe when there's no evidence of hope? See, this is the difference between people who step into their highest timeline and those who stay stuck. Anyone can have faith when things are clear, when life is giving you confirmation after confirmation, when the universe is practically handing you the signs on a silver platter. When everything makes sense, believing is easy. But what about when it doesn't? What about when the path ahead is nothing but fog and all you have is your own intuition telling you to keep going anyway? That's when real transformation happens. Because this isn't just a pause in the energy, it's a test of trust. Most people won't pass it. They'll give in to fear. They'll start questioning every move they've made, backtracking, hesitating, convincing themselves that maybe they should just wait, that maybe they were wrong about where they were headed. And that hesitation, that doubt, that's exactly what keeps people stuck in the same cycles for years. But the people who push through, the ones who hold the vision even in the dark, those are the people who make quantum leaps. Because the dark moon doesn't take anything away. It reveals what's already been inside you this whole time. The strength, the knowing, the ability to trust yourself when no one else can see what you see. And the ones who trust, who keep moving forward even in uncertainty, they wake up after the eclipse completely transformed. Because the darkness doesn't last forever. And when the light comes back, everything changes. The decisions you make this week will ripple into April and beyond. March has been a month of disruption, revelation, and rapid shifts. 2 eclipses, Saturn's hidden message, an emotional collision with the moon, and now we're standing at the threshold of something even bigger. Because April isn't just another month, it's the beginning of a whole new timeline. And here's the truth. You don't just enter a new chapter, you create it. This final week of March is your last chance to decide what you're bringing with you and what you're leaving behind. The universe is watching what you do right now. Not what you say you're going to do, not what you think you want, but what you actually choose. Because whether you realize it or not, this is a crossroads. And in a few weeks, you'll look back at this moment and either be grateful that you made the right moves or regret that you hesitated. So the question is, what are you going to do? Are you going to embrace the unknown? Step into the energy? Take the leap, even when you don't have all the answers? Or are you going to resist, cling to old habits? Let fear and doubt convince you to stay exactly where you are? Because this energy doesn't wait for anyone. If you're still watching, I want to thank you for your attention. If you enjoyed this content and want to see more, please consider clicking the subscribe button. Your support is deeply appreciated. Feel free to share your experiences or thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, take care and subscribe for more insightful content.